Ukrainians of Reddit, what do you wish the world knew about your life under Russian invasion?
My family is scattered around Western Europe and will never reunite.
My grandma was telling me about her boss in the 50s, who lost his family during the war. They might have survived, but because they were separated, he had no way of knowing. He settled down in Poland, and at certain point went to a university in another Polish city to recruit students for their company, and met his brother who was teaching there. I always thought how amazing it was that fate put two lost people in the same spot at the right time so they could reunite. I really hope your family will eventually get a chance to reunite as well.
My grandparents were separated by the Gestapo before going to Auschwitz and Birkenau. Each believed the other was dead. They both ended up in Budapest. She found him sitting in the cafe in front of her hotel in 1947, reading a newspaper.
Somebody should make this into a movie one day.
Wow. Reading this just gave me chills. Hashem works in mysterious ways for sure.
Brought a tear of hope to my eyes. I am 8 months pregnant, so go easy on me, Lowell.
That's so beautiful. My granddad lived in the southeast of Poland at the outset of World War II. Now the area is part of Ukraine. When the Russians came in, he and his brother ended up in Siberia. His sister and father remained in Poland, and his mother somehow ended up in Africa. My granddad and his brother ultimately made it to Scotland via some torturously challenging journey, and a few years later made contact with their mother, who had arrived in Southampton on the south coast of England. His mother died in the 50s and brother around the 70s, so didn't make it far. My granddad never found out what happened to his remaining relatives until the 2010s, when contact was made by some nephews from Poland. They were able to give him some info on his sister and father, both long gone. War is horrific. It splits family apart, and at best it allows those families to flourish independently, but without the support or knowledge of each other. At worst, it's more unthinkable. Good luck. I hope you have more success than the story of my family.
Same story as my grandfather, but he was in the Polish military. He met my grandmother in Scotland, and they ended up immigrating to Canada. He died JN 1969 and was never reunited with any of his family.
Same with my grandma. She never saw or spoke to her parents again. She ran away in the middle of the night at 20 years old when the Soviets took over her family home. All she had was a little sack of food and a pillow that I now have.
When the Russians came in, sorry to disappoint you, but it was not Russians, but Soviets, which Ukraine was a part of. And Poland has been occupied by mostly ethnic Ukrainian Soviet troops under the command of Marshal Semyon Timoshenko, who was born in Odessa in ethnic Ukrainian family.
Why was Ukraine part of the Soviet Union?
Why was Siberia part of Soviet Union?